Right, 12th of 2nd, 2019. Denied to talk, so. Yes, being targeted and hacked into my emails. So let's see why nobody got back to me since the 27th January 2019 yet again. Chasing up emails since 18th December 2018 through emails. So, show me evidence, shall we? Claire, Shane, Shanae and Kayleen. And it code copied to Northamptonshire. I won't show their emails. 8 o'clock on the Sunday evening, sent forth. Got a very dental infection, so I can hardly talk. They don't care. There's no care and care. Voice ability limited. Third voice in it's known as in one's area. So sent under S only. Subject concerning. So I'll just get rid of their contact details and show you the email. Seem you want to block me to access services. I'm making this available. That the reality of disabled people, especially me, yourself, and where it's based, right across me. We're working there. And since that date, Friday, 23rd, 11th, 2018, I've had no social worker, no contact, nobody's contacted me. Sorry, that's phone just crashed. And because I found out the new cutback from someone else's post. That's in Cambridgeshire. So thank goodness for her doing what she's doing, because I wouldn't know the national picture for Disabled People UK how everything's happening. So this is what the head of care management, right, and they call it prevention. So we need an OT assessment. Well, now I know the reason why they're blocking me access to anything. And I'd messaged my sister because I'm so ill yesterday. She kindly informed me about some natural health which I've got now. I need to take another one. And she dropped. So this is my conditional acceptance offer, my recanting offer. And it was referenced when I had my mum's a brooch stolen off me. And I've got a replacement from my brother Doug. He did have to do that. Excuse me, I'm really today. I've got to have a drink. Oh, it's my glands, look at it playing up. I'm trying to talk and it's painful. You can only take so much painkillers, you know what I mean? Natural health remedies as well. And so I have to have another yogurt and bananas mix. Right, so I was robbed. So if it doesn't go off, of my late mum's brooch in the street in my area, right? And the effects of that. So it was quite a long email, but I required the former care advocate to be offered. And it's been a whole blood nightmare year last year. So I was concerned, obviously. I mean, I know how things work when I'm not so ill like this physically, with infections and stuff. I can usually do my help with emails and word things. But I'm so ill, and my body is fighting these infections. So let's just turn this off because I'm having to be bed rest today. So my late mum taught me a lot of things, and when I'm bed rest, my friend and I, she's going to try and patchwork quilt, patch up cover my dresses. It's got some, I think they're overwashed and they've got some holes in. And I remember my mum, who got some old material, can reuse and patch up dress, save costs, it's all about making do. But this email is evidence that for some reason someone's hacked into my bloody devices and blocking access. Nobody wants to respond to my emails. So what else can you do? So Northamptonshire County Council, I've evidence of something. I had a former lawyer, public law, and I don't know if they can take on the cases anymore. And back in 2012, who helped me get home. I can't change what's happened, but my sister and that lawyer at the time helped me get home from where I was displaced. August, I've got a copy of this letter. There's maladministration, basically. Yet again, there's a whole history going back so long by certain individuals in their job role. So I've been experienced a taught harm, alarm stress, extremely severe. So the former CEO was Paul Blainton, and I didn't know about Olympus Care Services Limited, who they were, or anything until I ended up in this place in Pine Lodge in Northamptonshire, UK. I was misled. I've got the texts, videos, and everything else from the past still on old analog phones. There was no full investigation because I fully rebutted the presumption then, when I wasn't so ill, my physical reduction, my health, that I never signed up to the consent. I didn't consent to this, they call it specialist team, individuals. And I found out certain individuals are still employed with the same company, and certain managing directors are now moved on to other jobs. Okay, so I was more concerned being left. Go back on this channel, see the history of the housing disrepair. You see what's going on with that. So I was concerned that I would not be offered any connection or any offers by the same individuals what happened to my home. And my former friend, when she used to visit, she don't anymore because she witnessed things in my own home by carers. Since I got home, and this is during a period of 2013, 2014. By the end of 2014, I experienced serious harm. I've got the names, Sarah and Caroline, and they're still employed. So anything to do with this company, it's I'll have a block. I'd sourced alternative pathway of offer if there was a requirement, occupational therapy assessment, okay, and my medical physical needs, and not what it was originally claimed last year. And I had a roller coaster like many people, trying to get my head around this statutory law all this time on. It's changed what it used to be to key areas. Now, when you know certain things, and they have all online system by previously, for example, over 2 years, 9 months at the time of this letter, 18th of 10th, 2014, it got resent and nobody got held accountable. It's typed up for me, and it's trying to hold certain CEOs, chair, board directors accountable for the lack of choice and control of June 2012 to date, and this is going back 2014. Claimed the personal care. I never signed any contracts, so there's presumption being made. Civil servants in the public role, men and women, individuals, by hand of a claimed to be voters, never get a choice. And what happened? You're treated like a commodity. So I'm not going to try and show anyone this information. I'm trying. So this was typed up a while ago for me, and I never got a choice of self-direct funding to hire my own personal assistants at the time. So, and their offer was null and void to start with. They tried to push on me a contract on my own one Sunday night, my own. And so ever since it come to a head where a certain individual breached my data. That led to a certain individual that used to live above me and knowing one of the carers and breached my personal data outside my flat in my bedroom, which was witnessed by somebody that lives around here at that time, and reported, and it led to a campaign of hate, especially hate towards me. That individual has now moved away with a boyfriend, thank God. And but the point is, that happened, and this is why I don't trust anything to do with Olympics Care Service Limited. Too traumatised. So that's why, where I didn't know, that's why I should say, by the end of the year, that year, there's so much shite and serious things happened to me, injuries in ways I can't go into because I'll be just reliving trauma. I can't cope with that again. So that's when last year, it says to me, who are the key individuals that you don't want anything to do with? By this particular company, I mentioned who they were, whole list of them, and why. And I've got the evidence. So when you go and use statute law, the local government ombudsman, adult health care, right, like I did last year as well, to try and bring these individuals accountable and to get these unlawful maladministration against me and the failures of these public civil servants in the job role, director role, to there's a certain individual called Michelle. She is not a director of the Department of Complaints in statute law. She's just owes everybody, and she's got a certain title. I won't say which one. And there wasn't an investigation. They investigated themselves. How can you investigate a serious tort of harm, personal injury, when they investigate themselves? So I found out that lies were said about me. I found out by chance. So I rebutted that. I knew how to do all that. Cease and desist. So that temporarily led to other things over a period since I'd, as I said previously, witnesses to what happened, and certain individuals were, you never get a rota, you never get advance notice, and it ended up too many people in my home. I couldn't cope with it. 16 different females a week. So all this previous stuff I put down, unlawful harassment, the dated incidences, what happened, who was involved, and the claim to offer personal budget. I have found out today who has been behind all that. Blocking it. And what to do with that is my administration. So that's the first page of this type letter. So in short, yeah, so June 2012 was the time when a former social worker, public servant, had misled me about a previous care company went bust. The reason why it went bust is because they were found to be negligent in treatment of certain individuals in a care home. They were caring for the elderly. So I wasn't informed the reason why. And so because there that happened out of the blue and there wasn't a care company available, in that situation, in the old system, you get pushed out your own, displaced. And it's a 3 different care placements. Because of that experience, I won't go into it all either, because that's when previous 2 social workers, they've now left their jobs and moved abroad and retired, I suppose, but they've left me in a serious situation all this time on, and I've had no remedy. And there's a history where I already had in Northampton against limited individuals held accountable previously for the period of 2008-2009. That was upheld, the decision, in 2011, and I was offered compensation. It wasn't a lot. Before I ended up in a wheelchair. This is other disabilities one has from effects of a tort crime. And so their decision making was found to be maladministration then. So I didn't expect it to happen. It was like a revenge. The treatment I had ever since is like a revenge tactic. It's sick. It's psychological abuse, attack of my life. So I gave notice to, I eventually got home. I said, in 2012, but a situation happened then, and I won't go into that, but I was trying to access my right to funding to get support to do personal budget funding support that way instead of what they offered. So the first 8 weeks, I think they offered free or something. It led to them taking over. I didn't consent. I chose a different company to offer, and I was completely disadvantaged, unlawfully. So this is when I studied contract law. So all this typed up letters, everything, gave them notice to let them know that if you don't produce the full disclosure, an offer, a choice. All the mental, verbal abuse, physical abuse, 2 years, 10 months at that time, refrained from the actions. I reported the truth of the facts at the time, and the parties first-hand knowledge and the lack of protecting my data, private life. I have to have my private life friends to help me now, which then are not paid for. So end of 2014 to date, that's what's happened. So I'm transferred And I have found out this female called Katie, director of LDSS Law Limited. And her female at the time was known as Sharon, and I won't say her surname. But she, 13th of the 2nd, 2012, previous reports, previous individuals involved in intervention decision making was flawed. So that was the old system when they used to be based at a different location. Now then, obviously across the road from me, all this time on, I sent everything off to them. They called it the complaints team, and it was alleged there was data lost. Well, I presume their computer systems changed and they could have lost data, but I still got records all these years on. And moving on to current, and I'm not trying to dig up the past, but I'm trying to move forward. So the decision making now. Evidence of individuals in public sector services previously, and the only way, there's a long process. The Care First data records, the electronic data records are made sure it's held accountable. Individuals have the correct information to assist me now. Oh, they haven't even done that. So, on seeking a different model of joint linked up statutory United Kingdom duty of care in the Care Act 2014 Care Needs Assessment. My choices and outcomes, which is like anyone's, is meant to be. Concerned there's going to be bad snow again and impact my health deterioration on top. Difficult, my friends getting to me, I'm concerned. I raised my concerns. I raised my awareness. I raised the concerns. Who do I go to? Who's a point of contact if my friends don't turn up when they can't get to me? That was the last detailed email. I'm looking at the pathway forward because I need this dental operation. I'm so urgent, need it. But I need a care plan and I need a pathway, linked up services. They call it NHS England. Commissioning, funding, NHS, whatever. The cutbacks everywhere is affecting everything. But I would have thought if you have a deterioration, the key element is to stop that, prevent it getting worse. But then it doesn't help when you're living in housing conditions, which is affecting your health on top. So 1 year, and now it's 9 months. More than that now. And that will not get resolved because there isn't any other housing available. I did offer originally temporary move out twice. And a hospital, so like a hotel, they could have assessed my occupation therapy needs, finish off the care needs assessment, and ever since I deteriorated, as I said, going back end of 2017. So I mean, try and be polite in this email and positive. My rights, we've all got rights in my situation, similar to me. The rights in offering access in to offer housing float support as well. So all these tick boxes, they only do tick boxes. You don't put in this, you don't put in that. So where's the quality of life? There isn't none. So I'm aware of the cuts in public funds in many areas. But the fact is, for any dealing to cut people's packages of care, and single point of OT assessment is about this new model pathway is about just perhaps moving you on if you can't have a ceiling hoist. I've got portable equipment, which is a 2 carer job. And I found out by chance they want to cut that. It's about, yeah, but they can spend huge amount of public purse on other things that are not needed. So direct discrimination, disability discrimination. So the effects of what's happened before, because Olympus Care Services Limited Company, owned by Northamptonshire County Council, was a limited company, previous public servant then, and they only offered me a replacement when I saw a director of the adult health social care individual female on the 6th of 11th 2018. Otherwise, I'll be still waiting since the 31st of 10th 2018. Now, what the former social worker had done and what she was trying to do, it was like a roller coaster. So the medical ground on reduction of my physical disability is only reason for to see if there was like I found out by NHS England Better Healthcare Fund my right to have a health check to see if I meet the criteria for that process on medical grounds, which I've looked at and found out I do meet that criteria. But it needs to go through either, so I'm just going to try and do this before I get back to a family member. So that lady called Claire, I never had could show up. And the emails and things what happened, I can't get out to pay my food. Get food, gas, electric, prepaid meters, especially when there's snow, and especially when I get extremely unwell. And that's the extra things that my friends cannot do. So what do? Then there is a deliberate block. So it doesn't help when you get something stolen off you in your wheelchair. So this is meant to be by, I'll cover up her details, but I'll just show you the website. This is a company, head office, Voiceability Limited, company number there, and their website. And in my area, that individual has not got back to me since this email, and my emails are being blocked. So do I resend it and see if that still gets blocked? Because every time I try and send an email, it's like it keeps getting blocked. And it's now, what did I say? Tuesday. I said you're gonna get sent me under duress. I'm just gonna put the date. Yeah, thanks. Friends are trying to watch over me right now. When you have a dental infection, it's runs you down. But it just makes me wonder because so that's January, February. At the end of it, how many points is this? Any of it gets blocked on my internet, someone's hacked into it. Right. Let's see if that's been. Oh, that's a miracle. So it went to 2 advocates of Voice Ability Limited, and it went to the social worker. Automated response, that's a miracle. She's out of the office. So the Step South team, they call it, Olympus Care Service Limited. Why can't they respond? I won't show that email because she knew she didn't turn up. So what is the date? Day. That's a Friday. Well, that's a joke, isn't it? So, she's not. I've never had a response. She's never responded to the previous email, and suddenly it's automated computer generated. Right, that's the first one. What about that? Was the first response. Let's have a look. Who else? So, actual care at advocacy. See last email we sent under address only, 12th of the 2nd, 2019, due to lack of response. And this originally was sent. My friend can get me a bit of paper. And this was first sent. Oh dear. Don't ever get ill. Yeah, so the previous emails, that was 3. And the last was, you won't even get this, 18th of December 2018. So how many weeks that is? So December, January, February. So that would have been 4 weeks, wouldn't it, my last email? But you're looking at the 23rd of the 11th, 2018. The first time I saw this female. Automated reply. Right, so you got the 23rd. So if you're looking at like 23rd, 11th, 2018, up until the 23rd, 11th, 2018, that would have been 4 weeks. Extra 4 weeks on top to the 18th of 1st, 2019. So that's 8 weeks delay. And now we are the 12th of the 2nd, 2019. So how many weeks is that delay? I've got to get on my calculator. Well, next week that would be another 4 weeks delay. So that's 3 weeks, further 3 weeks at the moment delay. 11 weeks delay. So the first time I saw this female was 23rd of 2018 without the advocate. And she was meant to be there. And that was November. No response during the month of December. No response to the month of January. That was November, December. It's 1, 2, 3. Almost 3 months. 3 months. Almost 3 months and no response to the offer of the care at statutory offer, national duty of care, by the way. So let me go back into that email originally. Conditional acceptance offer, recount claim offer, email that was sent by a female, Kayleen she's called, dated 2nd of January 2008, and that was the first week, and that was the day after New Year's Day. But she sent it from home. I want to see what that was. She claimed, I have spoken to you. I don't have a care manager, by the way, Claire, today, and I'm waiting to hear what the next steps are. As I understand that you have completed most of the assessment. I haven't, by the way. Although you still do not wish to have the AT assessment at your house, I don't have a house. It's a flat. It's not that. I have since found out what's really behind this. So, that's why I sent the clarification of the email. And that's why I sought more information out to see if there's an offer occupation therapy via this new Better Healthcare Fund, via, as previously mentioned on my medical ground only in physical disabilities, reduction health, and because they were misled again, these public servants, by certain housing company employees. They already know who it is because the document's already been sent. Now, previously, my private life friends are struggling like hell. And if I ring up to say they're not coping, I don't think that make a difference. Sorry. My quality of life is really affecting my well-being. I'm using their words like they use on people. The housing floating support has not been offered. And that's reference if they want to do AT assessment in my home, that used to be available. But the cutbacks and services on that, they've ignored all that. And that is in trying to look at natural health. It's really difficult. But trying to keep things at bay. And I wish I didn't have bloody ended up in hospital in 2017 and ended up getting worse than my health. So I've been looking at pathways in their terminology. And about the ongoing constant, they just don't want to do anything. And they want to, it's a bigger agenda, not just me. As previously mentioned, previous emails, this document states, I need the extra care nursing or type environment to recover from a major dental operation. I can't have that until there's a plan ahead for that too. They know that. It's already been going through the V9. It's my former family member. It's a V9 process, and it's meant to be big words, care needs assessment. Now the funding contract, as I said, LGSS Law Limited, is all contract law. So I need full disclosure. what's been offered and who and how, which, requirements confirming this by email, and they hadn't done that. So, via the care management policy, and a sort of clarification of the policy to claim that I'm required to have an AUT assessment before they refer me to an energy department. And this causes concerns. And as I go back in the email about my friends trying to travel to me with snows, it's planning to snow again in this area, the bad weather again to hit this area very, very soon. So I've sourced the documents, national statutory documents, CCG commissioning in UK, NHS England funded, jointly with Adult Health Social Care. It is all in line together, but of course they haven't, nor the individuals, civil servants, and those are paid by the public purse as advocates to assist people in my situation. They haven't even worked and acknowledged all this. They're just looking at a quick tick box exercise and cutting people's care packages, and it's happening throughout the United Kingdom, England. So I sought the clarification to offer a replacement of previous care advocate because she knew a lot of stuff. She's very efficient, and I trusted her more than I do the other one because certain things happened before. So this went to their department, public sector services, care council, complaints department, and in the minutes for next week's meeting and the budget, the cuts to services is absolutely again. But yet the raise in council tax and statutory services is unbelievable. So, yeah, there you go. This was resent, and normally the emails get blocked. It's a miracle it got sent. So, but 4 days ago I sent reference my concerns about a home visit for a pathway forward, because if I'm going to get referred on the dental side, I've still got no completion of this offer of a replacement social worker. She didn't do what she's meant to have done, and to date she has not done, nor has her directors of certain departments she works for, their job roles, civil servant job roles. So I put that in an email to another NHS body, an individual working in a job role, to say, well, you could do an assessment and give me antibiotics perhaps or whatever for my dental infection, but to still trying to get healthcare professionals on board to offer what I really need to move forward, I still can't do that because nobody else is doing anything else. So I'm waiting on others. I've tried to do everything I can. So when I put this in to an email and copied it in just courtesy to a local hospital where they might refer me again, just to inform them I can't take up the operation until I've got all this in place. And that's affecting one's health. So I've been looking at natural health. In a minute I'm going to try another natural way of trying to turmeric powder, mouthwash, that kind of thing. But this individual, on behalf of if you've already used Northamptonshire County Council Limited's complaints department process already and they block you, the breach of duty of care, it's longer than 13 weeks now. And, well, yeah, actually 13 weeks. Let's work that one out in my email. So this email was sent 31st of January 2019. looking at the framework as they use statutory offer services, very concerning that other disabled people like I also experiencing delays. So if they're not working together and there's no clear if there's pathways, so they're not working together with various services to help disabled vulnerable people in access to services they may need in their life, in line with their statutory national policies, then there's no choices and outcomes, is there? And that's a breach. And especially in the subject of the social health care, they call it local government ombudsman. Because this individual's email claimed their assessment code, whether they're going to investigate their statutory complaints of any maladministration, will not even investigate and look at it on this current matter, or intervene and claiming these civil servants still need to complete the assessment. Well, why is it taking so long? It's been a whole year of last year, well, longer than that year now, 1 year and 2 months. Since I called him up from hospital, when I got home, and the third attempt 2017, that's what's been the process. And since then I've learnt a lot, and I've gone through a lot. And your data, people's data, your data on their computer systems, if you don't set the record straight. So, hence this counterclaim and setting the record straight to that individual, and she's never got back. 31st of 1st 2018. Because there's all on these unlawful delays, and as I said, there's a lot of other disabled people, I'm sure, in the United Kingdom, not just me in my area, going through this. So I wonder how, it'd be interesting to see. Their case ID is 17004725, which is a different reference number, I think. But my mate's going to check it out. Because, there we go, personal budgets. Here we go. A lady called Sarah and personal healthcare budgets. So this email went off, and my local area medical practice individual. I required this is going back last year, 6 months. This is resent end of December last year to seek the pathway in that area. And this comes from the funding stream, NHS England. So I'm going to try and show this one. Can I confirm I have choices and control my right to national NHS constitution? There's a national NHS constitution as well. So I'm trying both angles. Yes. UK NHS system, that's all sort of changing, all digital. So if there was anything, and this individual Sarah has not got back to me since the 28th of January, and that's the And I found out who's connected to that also. And that was also Monday. I remember that. And that was about the pathway to personal health budgets. But you still need offer up a social worker to work in conjunction with other, they call it stakeholders in their terminology. And I didn't get a response. Let me just check the 20th of January. Let me go into inboxes. Oh yeah, they have reopened the case. Right. So K, whatever this guy's information is, I had an automated response by the complaints department, but I've had nothing back. And that 20th of January 2018, typical. Let's go into the month of February. Yeah, no other response. So this individual, assessment team coordinator, how they make a decision, don't know. So that's my email of 31st. And they reopened complaint, but they take 20 working days to get back. So let's go back into that sent email. 31st of Jan. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. It's about that. The 13 weeks over now, delay to without any clear pathway forward. Hence, I've raised the unlawful process by Northamptonshire County Council Head of Departments of Adult Healthcare, to which 3 emails to date, no response. To chase up, see what's going on. And also, I checked around care management, I checked NHS England via joint working in line with the adult healthcare framework pathway policy. And it's unlawful delay to say your service cannot consider my complaint of an email dated the 19th of 12th 2018, the Wednesday, then concerning I notice other disabled people with disabilities to experience delays without prejudice, and it was sent Thursday. That's why they reopened my case. Why is there a delay? I can't pay privately for assessments. I wish I did have private income, you know, independent income. So that's why it's gone to the Ombudsman, and the case number against Northamptonshire County Council Limited, because obviously the breach of duty took place on 23rd of November 2018, 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and the harm that's caused. And there is, in line with disabled people's outcome, choices national duty of care. This is so. Yeah. So they reopened the case number ID and against the public sector services employees, because obviously I've been trying to access joint pathways and key directors. I mean, the directors, your civil servants are getting huge. We're not ordinary social workers, not ordinary frontline employees. We're talking about those above certain individual departments, but it's prevention. It's blocking people. So I'll get off now. I need to rest. I'm very poorly, and I need to chill out and put some music on. There's not much else you can do, I suppose. And when they block everything, so that's just I think I ought to check to see what I've headed this right. I think I've done. So that is now 4 emails. Oh my gosh. You sent 4 emails just to get, well, I know this is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. It's a bit like when you're trying to inform people, reason when you're trying to access services and you run down, and what do you want? Do they expect people to kill over in their own homes? Yeah, so when I saw, before I ended up with the central infection, there's certain things I think it's all linked up. Anyway, I'm gonna get off, get some rest and chill out, but be careful, because it's just an uphill, constant blinking delay tactics going on. It's not only me. But anyway, decision making, maladministration, allegedly, yet again. Well, public servants, previously and today. Anyway, one thing at a time. I think unless your face fits, or you know certain people, you might just get ahead. Who knows? I'm not going to say anything else. I've got to go. Take care.